You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Joplin City Manager fires back in a heated dispute with an outreach group, Hopeful Bites.
But first, a look at how the economy is changing how families decorate this holiday season.
And we've got some patchy, dense fog out there this morning. You can see some of it there in downtown Pittsburgh. As clouds increase today, temperatures still above average. And look at your forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warren. It's now Wednesday, December the 17th, just after 7 o'clock on this Wednesday morning, halfway through the week. We've got Christmas just around the corner. Last day for shopping is 1 week from now. So hopefully you're getting that all done. And of course, prices have gone up, and that's caused some changes on how things are being done for the holiday season.
You know, especially in terms of decorations, from skipping new lights to making homemade streamers, the economy is changing how families decorate for the holidays.
Fox News correspondent Chanley Painter examines the trend of mindful consumption.
No matter your personal style, the holidays are typically a time for decorating, but decking all the halls can start adding up fast. According to Dr. Larissa Adamietz of Purdue University, existing economic pressure from tariffs and inflation aren't just impacting how many folks are shopping for their gifts, but also their decor.
There is a large portion of our population that are living paycheck to paycheck and are not in a position to be purchasing these things.
Some experts say tighter wallets are triggering a trend called mindful consumption.
And this will be more apparent in younger generations as that generation is looking to reduce overall waste and really not buy into this over materialistic society. So that's where we're really seeing pushback on spending.
Part of people's strategy to reduce waste and boost savings involves not buying disposable single-use holiday decorations.
And we've actually seen this happen earlier this year with different Halloween products. Walmart had a huge surplus of extra goods, and they put these items on clearance as early as September and beginning of October.
The trend is also inspiring more people to make homemade garland and ornaments out of recycled paper products they already have lying around. But if DIY projects aren't your speed, some experts predict overstocked store shelves will lead to even higher discounted decorations the closer we get to the holidays. I'm Chanley Painter, Fox News.
I don't know about you, but my family always goes very intense on the decorations.
See, we don't so much, and I mean we've been buying 1 year at a time. We'll buy a new cheap inflatable to add to our collection outside. They're the small ones, they're not big or anything, but we figure we'll gradually add, and because we don't need to buy 100 of them in 1 year. Good Lord, that's going to take forever.
No, we do a lot of the blow molds, and now we have all the different animals and stuff like that, and it looks like it's about to be like Noah's Ark in our front yard.
Well,
and so
the inflatables should float for at least some point, Well, the good news is we don't need to worry about any kind of torrential rains across the area, that we could use some rain. We do have some patchy fog, though. Taking a live look from downtown Pittsburgh, look, it's a little hazy out there, and you can see in the distance we have some of that thicker fog. Clouds will be increasing this morning, which we'll go over in just a moment. And our camera set at the range line looks good so far. Taking it over to the KDOT camera, of course, this is south of Pittsburgh on 469, looking along 171. If you look off in the distance there above the banner, you can see some fog, but not overly dense at the surface, at least by the camera. MoDOT camera 20th and range line in Joplin looks good as well. Our temperature's been on the cold side, though. 37 in Joplin, so that's above normal. 30 in Pittsburgh, still technically above normal, just not significantly so. Off to the northwest, it's been a little colder, though. Some of you, Neodache, Parsons, you're a little below normal. Sedan as well, as you're into the low mid-20s. And then as you head south and east, it does warm up a bit. We've got some mid and upper 30s with Bentonville, Cassville, some of the warmer spots there, both at 39. Clouds will increase across the region. We'll have south winds about 5 to 10. Future Track thinks a sprinkle or two might be possible as clouds increase, but we're not looking at anything major in terms of daytime rain. In fact, about 10 is when we see our first opportunity for a couple isolated showers and a few more possible tomorrow. Of course, we have those very early morning highs. We're going to go over that in a minute. First, though, for today, mid-40s by 9, mid-50s by noon, and things our temperatures are going to level out. We go in the mid-upper 50s, maybe a couple of low 60s, and then we just stay steady right around the mid-50s through the evening and overnight before temperatures begin to climb after midnight to our very early highs tomorrow morning ahead of that cold front and some very gusty winds. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. We're following breaking news out of Joplin this morning following a police pursuit. Authorities tell us a Joplin police officer attempted to pull over a suspected drunk driver near 26th and Main. The officer followed the vehicle to 41st and Main and then initiated a pursuit. Officials say the speeds reached up to 100 miles per hour in the chase. The vehicle crashed, and as an officer approached it, they took off again, prompting the officer to fire at the suspect's car. The pursuit then ended at 50th and Main near the Maverick gas station. An adult male was taken into custody. He has suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds and was transported to an area hospital. Well, Southeast School District Board members voted to close a century-old building in Weir, Kansas. The main building of the elementary school came under close scrutiny earlier this year after water damage caused mold problems. Structural inspections revealed additional concerns throughout the facility, with potential repairs pricing up to at least $750,000, an amount the district says they cannot afford to pay. The current grade arrangements will remain in place, with pre-K through second grade remaining in adjacent buildings on the current elementary school grounds.
It's always sad when you have to consider closing a school building that's been a part of the community for such a long time. But you try to look for the positives that can come from that and the opportunities that lie ahead for us.
The board says it will continue evaluating the district's long-term classroom and facility structure in the coming years. Well, Hispanic Heritage Month has come and gone. The celebration continues as one local Carthage student is being recognized for her writing. Indaku Beckham earned a prize after taking part in Optimum's Hispanic Heritage Month essay contest, writing about a historic figure who inspired her and reflects the impact of Hispanic culture. City leaders say events like this highlight the importance of celebrating Hispanic heritage locally.
Being a Hispanic councilman and a person, I'm very familiar with Frida Kahlo, so I'm excited that she wrote about that. My wife absolutely loves Frida. Her class, she's a teacher, her classroom is all decked out with Frida stuff, so to see other students and other kids taking that interest as well just makes my heart feel 100 times big, right?
The contest drew more than 1,500 entries nationwide, with Indica named one of just 12 runner-ups. Well, Joplin City Manager fires back in a heated dispute with the outreach group Hopeful Bites. The city says it wants to help the group continue serving meals to people in need, but city ordinances must be followed. KOAM's Blake Goley has the story.
Our intent was to partner and collaborate with them, right? We want Hopeful Bites to be successful in their work. It's great work.
Great work the volunteer outreach group is doing serving community members in need meals currently outside City Hall. The city manager of Joplin says the city has worked to create paths for Hopeful Bites to continue serving the community, but adds that the city ordinances must still be followed.
There are better locations that don't interfere with the trolley stop, the loading and unloading of passengers from the trolley, and don't impede the sidewalks from people trying to access City Hall. And then there's also the food issues and being able to serve that safely so we're not getting people sick.
I'm standing in the parking lot behind City Hall in an area in which the city manager says is being offered to Hopeful Bites if they want to continue their outreach in downtown Joplin.
One of our thoughts was maybe they could use a section of the City Hall parking lot directly connected to City Hall, where people could come and gather the food that they needed.
But Hopeful Bites says the conversation needs to go beyond location, arguing the city must rethink how it addresses poverty and homelessness in the community.
My goal would be to get them to make a drastic change on how they are handling certain issues related to poverty in this community.
The volunteer group says they've been contacted by several organizations for assistance moving forward, options they say they are currently reviewing. Reporting in Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Well, city officials say they remain open to continued conversations with the group, but stress the importance of safety moving forward. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, this Wildcat Wednesday, we're talking reindeer facts. And later, the fight for health insurance funding continues. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Well, welcome back. We're joined this morning with Wendy Powell, here to give us some facts that are perfect for the holiday season about some of our favorite animals during the Christmas time.
Yes, it's very seasonal.
Yes, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people probably know and love reindeers. It's kind of like a symbol of the holiday season.
Rudolph?
Yes, but something I think a lot of people haven't realized, and I learned it embarrassingly late in life, is that reindeers are very much real. Maybe not the flying part, but they are a real animal.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of theories on why reindeer maybe could fly, but we'll leave that up to some Christmas magic.
Yes.
But what is interesting about them is how they're created so perfectly for the northern climate that they live in. So here in southeast Kansas, livestock production with reindeer farming probably isn't going to happen very well, not successfully. But there are some other cool facts about reindeer that I wanted to mention this morning. Did you know that reindeer, both the cows and the bulls, by the way, they're cows and bulls, they both have antlers.
Really?
Yeah. So antlers are the ones that shed. We have our cows that have horns. They have them all year. Antlers, just like our white-tailed deer around here, they shed.
Yeah.
And the bulls and the cows have antlers on reindeer. So take a guess at when bulls shed their antlers.
Does it coincide with maybe some Christmas truce that people may not know?
Oh, for the bulls? They shed earlier. Yeah, so the cows actually retain their antlers until they calve in the springtime.
Mm-hmm.
So that means for the time of Christmas deliveries, those are all females.
So if we're talking about, Dancer and Donner and Blitzen and Rudolph, those are probably, if we're believing in the Christmas magic, some female reindeer.
That's right. Go girl power.
Amazing. Well, you're talking about how, they're kind of best suited for this environment. Can you just tell us a little bit more about maybe some reindeer facts that people may not know?
Yeah, absolutely. So reindeer, they have 2 toes, just like cows around here, what they will see. But they also have these long hairs that come down through their toes, and they can wrap around the hooves, so they have more traction going over ice, and their toes are really large, so they're like snowshoes going over the snow, and they can step really high, and so they're like perfectly created for that environment. They have like 3 layers of hair, like our Great Pyrenees dogs that you might be familiar with, and their outer layer of hair is actually hollow, so then when they swim, they just float. Isn't that handy?
Yeah. Well, reindeer are just so cool and so fun. Is there anything people at home may not know them, or is your favorite fun fact about reindeer?
I do find it pretty interesting that reindeer milk is really nutritious because those newborn calves have to get up and go because they have such a large area for foraging. And so those calves actually get up and go because of that nutrient-rich, high-protein milk that those cows are able to provide.
Amazing. Well, maybe some people at home have just found their new favorite animal.
That's right. They are pretty fascinating.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Wendy, for joining us for this Wildcat Wednesday. If people are hoping to maybe learn more about, the K-State Research and Extension Office, is there a certain place that they should be going to?
Absolutely. We have a very full website, Wildcat Extension. You can just look that up. And then we also have Facebook, and then my office in Labette County Extension, 620-784-5337.
Maybe. Perfect. And, you guys are always giving us fun facts and, interesting things and teaching us so much on our Wildcat Wednesday. So we're so grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, coming up on 7:19 on this Wednesday morning. Starting with the fog tracker, we've got some patchy, dense fog, especially in the southeastern Kansas, so around Pittsburgh. So we're talking parts of Barton, Crawford, northern Cherokee, portions of Labette and Craig County, northern Newata County, back into Montgomery County, parts of Elk and Chautauqua counties as well, and up toward Fredonia. So again, if you're driving, you need to watch out for rapidly changing visibilities because we do have some pretty dense fog in between these zones as well. And of course, low beams, not your high beams, fog lights if you've got them. Excuse me. Once that clears, we're going to have clouds increasing through the morning into the afternoon hours. We'll have a south breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We should stay dry through the majority of the day. Future Track thinks maybe a sprinkle or two is possible. It's not going to be anything widespread. About 10 o'clock tonight or so, we could get a couple of isolated showers, and then by 1, we start to see the possibility for a couple more isolated showers. And as we talked about yesterday, there's still those two possible scenarios that could play out. One suggests that this is going to be the setup. It'll be pretty similar to this even through the morning hours. So this is at 1 a.m., but this could be the same setup or close to around 7 a.m. as the front pushes through, where we only get a couple of showers. The other possibilities, well, I showed you yesterday, it's changed a bit, but there's still that one computer that thinks that we might get a little more energy in here to allow for a little more development of more widespread showers and perhaps even a thunderstorm or two ahead of the front as we head into tomorrow morning. If we get any of this, nothing strong, nothing severe, but we could get some more much needed rain. But like I said, right now only one computer thinks this is the case. It may not be the one that's right. Sometimes that one has been the one that's right. But as the cold front pushes through, we can talk about things that are for certain. To winds ahead of it, out of the south gusting to 35. We're going to reach our temperatures for some of you, Yates Center, Burlington, Eureka, for example. You'll reach your highs probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. And then temperatures will begin to drop because as our south winds increase, our temperatures will rise a bit overnight before they fall behind the front. The other thing behind the front, now again, keep in mind, this is if scenario number 2 plays out. If that one computer, which we're showing you here, is right, we get a few more showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder through the morning. If not, then by 7, we would just have a couple of spotty showers here and there. So again, hoping for this because we need more rain across the region, but we have to just kind of wait and see how it plays out. Behind the front, though, after about 9 a.m., winds begin to increase out of the northwest. Now, skies clear pretty quickly heading into the late morning, early afternoon. The issue we're facing is with these gusty winds, and they're going to last through the early evening hours on our Thursday. And with that said, across the region, we could have winds gusting anywhere from 45 to 55 miles an hour. Topeka Weather Office for these two counties, this is where they cover. This wind advisory is for that possibility of winds gusting to 55. Wichita covers the rest. They're saying in their wind advisory at this point, those gusts could be up to 50. And these will go into effect tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and run through tomorrow evening at 6. And even if you're not under a wind advisory for tomorrow right now, like I said, winds outside of that zone could still be up to 45 miles an hour. So even though our temperatures won't plummet on Thursday, those winds are going to make it feel like they have. All right, so through the morning, again, clouds gradually increasing, eventually into the low 50s by 11 a.m. Our highs reaching the upper 50s, maybe a couple of low 60s. And then this evening, about 6 o'clock or so, temperatures level out. They might go up or down a degree or two from time to time, but they'll stay steady around the mid-50s. They'll start rising after midnight, early highs tomorrow into the upper 50s. Then temperatures drop behind the front gradually down to the mid-20s overnight, near normal for our for our Friday rather. And unfortunately for Christmas, no snow on the horizon, and unfortunately it's a very spring-like Christmas with temperatures around the mid-60s. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
In Health Watch today. This week may be lawmakers' last chance to get a deal done on health care before a CA insurance premiums spike significantly starting January 1st. But right now, a successful vote seems unlikely. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen reports.
Congress is scrambling to come up with a health insurance fix before the end of the year. Democrats want to extend around $100 billion in COVID-era Obamacare subsidies for another 3 years to prevent premiums from skyrocketing for millions of Americans.
We want to avoid these increases that the American people are facing at the hands of Republican inaction.
But that plan, along with a Republican proposal without a subsidy extension, have both failed to pass the Senate.
Trying to get to health care before the Christmas recess will probably be hard.
I don't see any real movement toward a compromise.
House Republicans say they have another solution that could make it to the floor as soon as Wednesday. The bill would allow groups of people in the same profession, like carpenters or groups of small businesses, to purchase their insurance as a coalition to save money. The bill does not include an extension to Affordable Care Act subsidies.
There's a real possibility to get a vote on it. I've certainly tried my best to provide for that, so we'll see what happens.
Some Republicans are frustrated with Speaker Johnson's approach and are trying to work around leadership to force a vote on a compromise bill with an extension.
The Democrats want to use this as an issue in the election, and seemingly the Republican leadership is going to allow them to do it. And it's idiotic.
This week is likely the last chance Congress will have to get a deal done before the new year. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
The FDA is expanding a drug's use to boost libido for older women who have gone through menopause. Adiol was first approved 10 years ago for premenopausal women who report emotional stress due to low sex drive. It's now available to some postmenopausal women under 65. The drug acts on brain chemicals that affect mood and appetite. The pill is taken once daily. Warnings cautions that drinking while consuming the pill can cause dangerously low blood pressure and fainting. Well, more and more people are turning to artificial intelligence platforms for advice, from travel tips to best holiday gifts. But doctors are seeing a concerning trend of people using AI to self-diagnose. Many medical professionals say using AI as a health diagnostic tool can do more harm than good by ramping up health anxiety, causing patients to fixate on conditions they don't have or request tests that they don't need or tests that don't exist. Well, coming up, we're taking a look at how Joplin's family was impacted by KOAM's Toy Bots campaign.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. Well, hundreds of twinkling Christmas lights provided the perfect backdrop for the annual Run Through the Lights at the Way of Salvation Christmas display. Temperatures near 50 degrees provided comfortable conditions for participants to run, walk, or bring pets through the lighted route. The event started at the Church of the Nazarene on East Fairview and South Grand Avenue. Afterward, attendees were offered cookies and cocoa inside the church. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we're taking a live look first from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh. Look at that fog that's set in out there. You can see that haze. We've still got some, excuse me, some patchy dense fog across the area this morning, which we'll show you on the fog tracker a little later. Not downtown Joplin. This is the 7th and Range line in Joplin, though sometimes it feels like downtown with all that traffic. Looks good so far. Take a look at the change. The KDOT camera 69 and 400 just a moment ago. You could see the sun and you could see just some light fog off in the distance above our banner. That is not the case now. So hopefully as folks slowing down, you got to be cautious out there because of that dense fog. MoDOT camera 20th and Range line in Joplin. Looking good so far as well. Temperatures, again, cold. We're sitting at 37 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh. So Joplin a little bit above average. Pittsburgh pretty close to average. Some of us out west a little below average. Neodesha, for example, at 23 degrees this morning. Then you head south and east, you get Bentonville sitting at 39 degrees this morning. So a bit of a swing in temperatures. However, we're all going to warm up. Clouds will increase as we head into the afternoon, and we should remain dry. Future Track thinks maybe a sprinkle or two is possible, but that's really going to be about the limit. We'll start to see better shower chances as we go overnight and into tomorrow morning, which we'll discuss in the full forecast as well. Through today, mid-40s by 9, upper 50s as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures, though, begin to level out in the low to mid-50s. It might go up or down a degree or two from hour to hour, but nothing crazy. And then after midnight, south winds increase, temperatures will rise, we'll hit our early highs, and then that cold front comes in, bringing cooler weather, some rain chances, and very gusty winds. Details on all that in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Thanks, Chris. The spirit of Christmas filled the Lincoln Center yesterday as the Pittsburgh Parks and Recreation Department hosted their Holiday Crafters Workshop. Participants created snowman-themed crafts, designed Christmas signs, and made special gifts for loved ones while enjoying hot cocoa and cookies.
This is one of our events that we do where we don't get any complaints. You know, our seniors are so grateful for the things that we do for them. You know, it gets them out of the house, it keeps them active.
The $5 workshop brought together community members for a morning of holiday creativity and fellowship. Well, every year, KOAM's Toy Box Toy Drive campaign helps to put toys under the trees of some less fortunate families. Simply put, we couldn't do it without the work of our small army of volunteers. Year after year, some of those volunteers come from Miss Daisy's Home Decor. Thanks to your donations, they were able to fill shopping carts with toys for many children in the 4 states, from Legos to stuffed animals and everything in between. For the folks at Miss Daisy's Home Decor, giving back is a true labor of love. Well, Abernathy Roofing has also been filling those shopping carts with Christmas cheer for our Toy Box campaign for years, and this year was no different. For the roofing company, the motivation to give back is the same. Well, thanks to KOAM's Toy Box campaign, many underprivileged children will be able to have a gift this holiday season. KOAM's Kenny Foreman introduces us to a Toy Box family in Joplin who appreciate the generosity of the community.
I got shoes on and then
This Christmas, 4-year-old Lonnie has at least one item on his wish list.
got these wheels at Christmas. I got my duck truck at my Christmas, another duck truck at my Christmas. I drive it all the way home.
But even a Lego dump truck wasn't always a guarantee for Taylor Romero and her family due to financial struggles.
My husband had lost his job, and then it took us a little minute to find another one and get back on our feet. And I'm in college full-time, so on top of that, raising 3 kids and trying to have a job and be in college full-time is harder than it seems.
Thanks to Taylor's friend, she got connected with Toy Box, which is paving the way for a Christmas they can all remember.
We've been, unfortunately, in a very bad financial situation, so honestly, they're the reason that my kids can have Christmas this year, which is definitely a joy for all of us, especially the littles.
And after not always having a Christmas she could dream of, she's thankful for all the support during the season of giving.
My kids wouldn't have Christmas this year, and he's at an age where he can actually remember it now. And I remember that there were times where we couldn't necessarily afford a grand special Christmas, and having the kindness of others to kind of help us do that really made my childhood better and different.
In Joplin, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Taylor is encouraging everyone to donate to the Toy Box campaign in order for more children to have a present under the tree in addition to their own. Well, that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up, dinosaur footprints were found in northern Italy. This story and more coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, a new Gallup survey finds a growing number of Americans are using artificial intelligence at work. The survey shows between the second and third quarters of 2025, the amount of employees using AI at work increased from 40 to 45%. The survey also shows 23% of respondents say they frequently use AI. That's a 4% increase during the same period. Gallup says employees who work in knowledge-based jobs are more likely to use AI. More than 23,000 Americans were surveyed from August 5th to August 19th for the results. Well, a new report from the Pew Research Center shows scrolling is still a big part of daily life for American teenagers, despite mounting worries about screen time and mental health. The report found that most teens in the U.S. use YouTube and TikTok every day, and about 1 in 5 say they're on one of those platforms almost constantly. The survey included nearly 1,500 teens between 13 and 17 years old. YouTube was the clear favorite, with about 75% of teens saying they use it daily. TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat ranked high, while Facebook lagged far behind. Experts caution compulsive or addictive use of screen time is concerning. Researchers say constant screen time can disrupt sleep, exercise, and in-person friendships. Pew also found that teens are increasingly turning to artificial intelligence chatbots. About 64% said they've used one, and 28% use them daily. Around 16% said they use chatbots several times a day or almost constantly. ChatGPT was the most commonly used chatbot, followed by Google's Gemini and Meta AI. Experts warn chatbots don't help teens practice real-world social skills. With the holidays right around the corner, some kids might have tablets, gaming devices, or other gadgets on their wish lists. But besides concerns over how much time younger kids are spending on tech, some guardians might also be worried about the type of content their kids are consuming. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty takes a closer look at why some experts are recommending screen time diets.
With parents getting ready for the upcoming holiday break, some might be thinking of ways of keeping their kids busy while they're not in school. And while tablets, TVs, and other gadgets can be enticing, the CDC says too much screen time can lead to poor sleep, anxiety, and other health problems. But besides putting limits on screen time, some experts also recommend parents manage the type of content their kids are seeing. According to Dr. Rebecca Dorr of The Ohio State University, approaching a child's screen time like you would a healthy diet can help strike a balance.
Thinking about having your child's media diet mostly filled with high quality educational content, and then having that little bit of sweet entertainment content as well.
But whether the screen time involves games, shows, video clips, or more, Dr. Dorr says there's a lot of room for growth when it comes to exposing kids to more educational content. In a recent study examining more than 300 first graders, Dr. Dorr found
only 12% of children's most used media content was considered educational.
And because kids spend much of their time outside of school, incorporating educational media into their screen time could help them in the classroom.
We also found that children's educational media use was actually related to higher levels of reading, time spent reading, and lower levels of overall screen use.
Dr. Dorr says parents can check out online nonprofit reviews of children's media to see what content is educational and age appropriate for their kid. I'm Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:45 now on this Wednesday morning. And we're starting with the fog tracker. We've got some patchy fog now up around Fort Scott, Nevada, Iola. Some reduced visibilities there. Dense fog still, pretty dense fog. Elk, Chautauqua, Montgomery, Washington, Newada, parts of Craig and Labette counties as well. So again, you know the drill. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. Slow down. Give yourself time to get where you're going out there this morning. Once we get through the fog, clouds increasing through the morning into the afternoon. Future Track thinks a sprinkle or two may be possible today, but daytime rain chances are pretty low. Today's not a big deal. By 10 o'clock or so, could get a couple isolated showers out there. And then after midnight is when things do begin to change a bit. Winds increase across the area out of the south, gusting up to 35. We could see a few isolated showers as early as 1 a.m. Now, with those clouds increasing, or not the clouds, I apologize. With the winds increasing, our temperatures are actually going to start to climb after midnight. They're going to rise. And many of us, especially, let's say, Yates Center, Fredonia, back towards Chinook, Burlington, Eureka, Howard, Sedan, very likely going to reach your highs at about 2 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. And then your temperatures will begin to drop because as we get toward 5 a.m., the cold front pushes through. And here it is, back towards Chinook, Fredonia, back down towards Sedan, stretching back up to Butler and Bates County. Now, again, there's two possible scenarios. One is this one, which was the one we'd like to see simply because we need the rain. I know getting out there driving in this is not fun. Getting the kids out to school in this is not fun. But we do need some rain across the area. And this is a best case scenario where we get some showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two. Nothing strong or severe, but we do get some rain in there. The other scenario is, unfortunately, it's looking fairly likely, but there's still this one computer thinks this might play out, where we only get a few showers tomorrow morning with the front, and then that's it. But we'll hopefully go for at least a little more rain. You need to be prepared one way or the other. We're going to get some showers. It's just a matter of how widespread that coverage will be. Now, once we get behind the front, temperatures will begin to drop. Now, the good news is they don't plummet tomorrow, but it is going to feel like it. They might as well, because once we get further behind that front after 9 a.m., northwest winds start gusting across the region in a range of about 45 to 55 miles an hour. And so that said, that's going to make it feel a lot colder. The clouds clear out pretty quickly. We get sunny skies by late morning, early afternoon on Thursday, but those gusty winds are going to pose their own problem, which is why do have wind advisories into southeast Kansas. They'll go into effect tomorrow at 9 a.m. and run through 6 p.m. Here, where Topeka covers these counties, they believe in their wind advisory, the text is for winds gusting to 55. And then outside of that, where Wichita's got these advisories in place, those winds are for gusts up to 50. And then outside of that, where we don't have any wind advisories right now, we're still looking at northwest winds gusting up to 45. So it is going to be very windy and make it feel a lot colder tomorrow. So be prepared for that, especially if you're traveling, especially in a high-profile vehicle, but even in smaller cars, 50-mile-an-hour wind gust cutting across is going to cause some problems of its own. For today, though, again, clouds will increase. We're in the low 50s by 11 a.m., eventually the mid to upper 50s for our highs, maybe a couple of low 60s. This evening, temperatures level out, holding around the mid-50s. They rise overnight. We reach our highs early tomorrow into the upper 50s. Temperatures slowly dropping through the day to the mid-20s. We're back to normal by Friday, and then we start warming up again. And unfortunately as well, no white Christmas out there. Instead, a very March-like Christmas with temperatures in the mid-60s. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more after this.
Well, a big discovery in Italy. Thousands of dinosaur footprints have been found in northern Italy. Experts say they are from enormous herbivores that lived there during the Triassic period.
I certainly hope so. I mean, find them now. Thousands of dinosaur footprints. Are they hiding? I know, right? Like that's how it kind of sounds like. These weren't here yesterday. Somebody's got something going on. Well, paleontologists say they were bipedal with a long neck and a little head, and they walked in big packs as evidenced by the footprints pattern that has just been discovered back in September. The prints were found high up on rock face. It's difficult to reach on foot, so experts are using drones to study them. Interesting. Well, primates at the London Zoo are getting in the holiday spirit, peeking inside their Christmas. That's not what you're supposed to do, but that's what they're doing. Just like the kids, they're peeking inside their Christmas stockings.
Zookeepers gave gorillas a sack of treats yesterday, while socky monkeys received festive stockings.
Now, the gorillas put their foraging skills to good use to delve into decorated bags. Silverback Kubiri sat down with not one, but 2 Christmas sacks, while young male Gurno was spotted cheekily running off with arms full of presents. The stockings for the Saki monkeys had sweet corn, making the primates leap and swing from stocking to stocking to dig out their festive treats.
The zoo is celebrating its Magic of Christmas event, which runs till Sunday, January 4th.
That is just like kids at home there, for sure. Well, this is you. It says your name. Please continue.
Well, the holiday season is underway, and some inmates across South Carolina are spreading joy to hundreds of the state's elderly. Prisoners are knitting blankets, hats, and scarves, and even stuffed animals for residents living in long-term care facilities.
A pair of state agencies, Departments of Correction and Aging, are working together on the effort. They'll end up delivering more than 1,400 handmade gifts.
The idea for this project began during the pandemic and has since grown. Prison officials say the inmates feel very proud they're able to help others and bring smiles to people's faces.
That is really cool, and it's great for them to, put themselves to work and to help those in the community. It's kind of a giving back way there.
Yeah, definitely, and how special.
Well, if you're anything like Buddy the Elf, going by the 4 main food groups of candy canes, candy corn, and syrup, today's your day to shine because today is National Maple Syrup Day.
Maple syrup is made from the sap leaves of various maple trees. History holds that indigenous people of North America first collected, processed, and used maple syrup.
European settlers later were drawn to it and gradually refined production methods. Fun fact, Vermont is the largest producer of maple syrup in the United States.
New York, Maine, and Wisconsin are also top U.S. producers, so get some pancakes, waffles, or biscuits ready and enjoy some maple syrup on them today.
Or in the way that Buddy did it, some spaghetti, whatever, just put it on anything because, syrup goes with just about everything.
And if you remember, they go in shoes as well from yesterday.
Oh, yes, they go into Denny's shoes, too. So what a way to sell. Go get yourself some Denny's syrup sneakers and put some syrup on your Denny's lunch or whatever and enjoy Maple Syrup Day. Yeah. Oh, you got to look at your wake-up recap. Final look at the forecast right after this.
This is your Wake Up Recap for December 17th. Your top stories to start your day. A house fire on South Pearl Street in Joplin yesterday morning forced the closure of West 7th to allow fire crews access to a hydrant. Thick smoke was visible from nearly a mile away. Witnesses say a man with a ladder helped rescue a teenager trapped on a second-floor balcony. One person suffered smoke inhalation and was transported to the hospital. Fire investigators said the fire was accidental and originated in the kitchen near the stove. A traffic stop in Joplin, Missouri resulted in a methamphetamine arrest. A 15-gram bag containing a white crystal-like substance was found inside the vehicle, which tested positive for methamphetamine. The driver was arrested and additional baggies were found, along with large amounts of cash. A total of 22 grams of suspected drugs and over $6,000 in cash were seized from the driver, who remains in custody at the Newton County Jail. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
All right, again, warm today, upper 50s, maybe a couple low 60s, clouds increasing, south winds 5 to 10. Cloudy through the evening, temperatures leveling out, a couple isolated showers possible around 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Overnight, south winds increasing, gusting to 35, which will cause our temperatures to climb early. So we're talking very early morning highs tomorrow into the upper 50s. Cold front pushes through, a few more showers, temperatures drop, and we also have that concern for winds tomorrow out of the northwest that could be gusting across the region anywhere from 45 to 55 miles an hour, so do be cautious out there. And unfortunately for Christmas, nothing snow, just very warm into the mid 60s. Yeah, it's not what we wanted, but that's what it is. And thanks so much for joining us this morning. We're back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great rest of your morning.